David and Dam knew of the property up here that it was actually for sale. And at that time, I was looking for another property to develop. Now this one was larger than I normally would be looking for. It was over 600 acres. And I wasn't real interested in it until I came out here. But it was chosen because of the water primarily. Because this way we were going to plan to have a golf course which gave us golf and water, which is a bit unusual. You don't have that in these other developments. We had to have a name for it. We went round and round about different names to call the project, and we determined that we could call it Wading Bird. And the idea was to we thought we would name some of the streets in the project by wading birds that were in the area. WCI agreed to develop it per all our plans, and that's the one thing that we did agree to let them do, is to change the name. So that's where Waterlefe came from. They named it Waterlefe.
And we met a couple named Karen and Craig Clark on one of our rounds of golf. Karen was an excellent golfer. She came from Tara, and she had been part of a country club before, and she says, we need to start WWGA. I had not come from a country club, so I let her lead the way, and she and I and one other lady who came down, we drove here in the mornings and played golf, started it. We had a big cake in the pro shop, which of course was then just a trailer with a porch. She was the first president, and as the WWGA grew, we started doing fundraisers. We started with our Rally for the Cure. We started with Spooktacular, and we were able to donate lots of money to lots of great causes.
When there were four of us here, there was a fellow by the name of Bert Warner, Bill Partridge, Roy Terrell, and myself. That was the original morning group, or Monday morning group. And actually, it was the start of the Wednesday group too, which morphed into being the Men's Golf Association. And as more people joined our group, and groups and other groups formed, and as the community grew, everything else just grew with it. It's sort of a funny situation, because the qualifier was actually a good marketing tool for us in future years, but we had very little to do with the qualifier. That is to say, the PGA came in with their own people, set up the course the way they wanted it set up, had all their own officials, et cetera, et cetera. So our participation in the tournament was very limited. What resulted in it was more marketing and our being able to say that we held the open qualifier every couple of years.
Manatee County was having trouble. There's an earthen dam 7 miles upriver from Waterlefe, and the dam has 3 sluice gates, and there was tremendous rain. We had like 12 or 15 inches of rain in 4 days, and the county could not get the sluice gates open, so they were worried that the dam was going to breach. So they had mechanics up there working night and day to try and get the gates open. I think it was on a Sunday morning, they managed to get those gates open, and we were awakened in the community, some of us, by sirens. Not knowing what happened, many of us were roused and went outside our houses or were asking around, and somebody said, oh, they opened the dam, the community is going to be flooded, we ought to evacuate. But it was a lesson, and we looked at how high the river came, and I would say it rose within an inch or two of actually coming into Waterlefe. And if you stood over there today, you'd say, gee, it's 8 feet minimum water, mean high tide, but the river came up that high that quickly, and it's a lesson for all of us about storm surge and what could possibly happen.
There are very few events that take place in Waterlefe that are not sold out by the date of the engagement. Very few and far between. As a matter of fact, we've had some events that were so successful on a Saturday night that we could not get as many people into the club who wanted to come. As a result, we contacted the performer to find out if they were available on Sunday, and we then repeated the show on the very next night, Sunday, to fill the wants of those folks who could not attend the first day. I was told by Barbie Brand and Marion Martin, two residents of Waterlefe, that they were forming what they call the watering hole. And I went to one of the first ones and I thought to myself, I don't know whether it's going to be of any importance at all, but boy was I wrong. Because today the watering hole is a very successful way for new residents to meet new people that have been here for a while. It's really turned out to be a fun evening. Both my wife and I enjoy going to it whenever we can. They generally take place on a Monday, and I believe they're once a month. I believe during the season it might even be twice a month, I'm not quite sure. But they have it at different homes. The people volunteer their homes, and everybody that goes to it brings an hors d'oeuvre. You bring your own drinks, whatever you might want. And it turns out to be a great opportunity for the new residents to meet the old residents, as well as the old residents getting a chance to mingle with some of the folks that they really haven't had a chance to socialize with. We have children's entertainment too now, breakfast with Santa, the Easter egg hunt, children's Olympic pool games, private children's parties, and so on. And our restaurant, well, we compare our restaurant now to several of the major restaurants that are around the community. And a lot of people from other communities come to our restaurant, not only for the meals, but for some of the special events that we offer.
We went ahead and we expanded the River Club. And what we did was create what is now the members' room or the bistro. And we actually added about a third of space to the River Club itself. So we were able to house all our staff either upstairs or downstairs. And as a result, property management and the finance department was now in the same building as our River Club staff. What happened was one day I got a phone call from our treasurer who said, you better get over here right away. And when I came over, what had happened is the floor had started to buckle behind the bar. So we took one look at it, I contacted board members, and we made a very quick decision, move the bar. And as a result of that, we have the bar that we now have, which is extremely successful, and it has justified the move of the bar itself. We created what is now the members' room or the bistro, which gives us tremendous possibility for events, especially card groups and games. And also when we have sellout crowds, our members, residents can go into what is called the bistro and have a very nice dining experience and still participate in whatever is going on in the main dining room. We now have a first-class kitchen that serves all kinds of wonderful meals in addition to pizza, which can be taken out, and it has been a very successful addition to the dining benefits of our residents.
Marina Club was incorporated in 2005 by WCI. It originally had 3 board members, 2 with WCI, and one, many of you probably will remember, Peter Burke was the owner of a slip that was one of the first owners on the board. We would meet on Saturdays for a continental breakfast, meet at the marina. Everyone was invited that had a boat, and we would go to various restaurants on the water in Sarasota, in Bradenton, and as far as St. Pete. You heard about the Christmas golf cart parade. Well, we had Christmas boat parades where marina members decorated their boats and we went through the canals. We did that for about 3 years, alternating with the golf cart parade. And the fishing that you can do, it depends on time of the year, but anyone who fishes has the opportunity to go after whatever they want at different times of the year.
I think the community is standing out as a lovely and beautiful place for people to live. We're really in the middle of a huge development that's going on here in the Bradenton, Sarasota area, with a community that stands out with respect to its beauty, from driving through and looking at the landscape, to the loveliness of the golf course, to the unique settings with the River Club on the river, the marina that we have, and the canals that intersect through the community. It's just a great, unique place to be, to make friends, and to enjoy life. And that's really kind of different than what we anticipated many, many years ago, but it's really gotten better as time has gone on, and we hope it's going to continue that way.